Hello, and welcome to another Wargame or Dragoncast with me, Rangru. Today we have a 1v1 from the Wargame Bootcamp Discord, a monthly tournament. This one being Operation Whirlwind Run, which is essentially a Red 4 only tournament. And we're on Hell in a very small place. And Rel, on the left hand side, in the blue, we have John Lemon playing as a Finnish Polish deck. And on the right hand side, in the red, we have Gemster Runnerade playing as USSR. So right off the bat, we got two MI8s going to be landing quite quickly down south, as well as some Sokals and two Super Pumas, trying to make a very offensive maneuver onto Bravo here. Sokal's going to be soaking up a bit of scratch it fire, Hawk coming in with some bombs. Or not. Very rare to see, like, helicopter play being used on this, like, aggressive helicopter play on this map like this. Especially going on to Bravo, I definitely like that play quite a bit. Panzer Jakaris, Raul losing their Panzers and getting shot at by Soviet BTRs, or BTR singular. Down south, he only actually loaded those transports or helicopters with Facatorias. This really just a way for him to get cheap MIH? Because I think that's just a way for him to get cheap MIH. It's going to be charging up with BMPTs and a T-72BU. Pretty heavy stuff down south here. And deal with the T-55 recon. Yeah, really going to be doing a conceited push down south here into Gulf. BMPT leading the charge. Yeah, the Ikaris definitely want to run away as they only really equipped with laws. We are seeing a rogue being brought in to try and neutralize the position. That northern push, he has managed to unload his Finnish recon troops behind Bravo. Same thing with the Sokals here. What does over about? Not managing to do anything really onto Bravo. He tried that initial unload, but well, that didn't work out with all the anti-air. And speaking of anti-air, Tunguska M, we'll definitely keep those helicopters from trying to make any more brazen moves onto Bravo. Gemster's moving his infantry through Gulf, and he's pretty much going to have that completely under his control, which is another Tunguska M. But yeah, having that completely under control so early on is a really key move. It's very hard to lose it. The Finnish infantry and Poles as well are pretty scary compared to what the USSR can offer up. But of course, these are BTRs and BMPTs effectively. It doesn't really matter what enemy infantry they have. Well, unless the enemy infantry get up close with an RP-LAS rocket launcher, that would do the trick. It'll be interesting to see how he uses that T-72BU. It's a very expensive unit. One of the best super heavy tanks in game. But really forced now into a close quarters engagement. Which is not the ideal spot really for super heavy tanks. Gemster is not going to be able to completely capture Bravo. He holds on to the majority of it at least. It does have a pretty good chance of Raul just easily capping it. You know, of course, John Lemon, still a little bit of forest under his control, can still counter cap, but he has a very obvious location to put the CV, which would be easily killed. Yeah, things are slowing down now. I've got the K-52 up north coming up, and I think the Tunguska managing to kill a lot of the helicopters, yeah. And the Finnish infantry, recon infantry, maneuvering through, taking a lot of bit of damage, but now falling back. Yep, initial Bravo push just did not really work out for John Lemon. A bit of infantry skirmishing here, and with the armoured vehicles coming in, Gemster should be able to pretty easily secure us. BTR-90 is rather nasty with autocannon and grenade launcher. A lovely 1-2 combo, of course it's pretty expensive at 30 points. It does seem like Gemster's actually making a push here, and he's going to be able to completely clear out Bravo, or Gof, I mean. If he can get some infantry into the edge here, that's pretty much Gof under his control. We did see John Lemon push a little bit into Foxtrot. Not managing to get up into the hill, but has a pretty respectable position. As if need be, he can actually try and go from this northern sector. Seeing Cooler being brought in as well as like KA-52. Maneuvering down south. And his recon troops going to be decimating the modest Strackley. The Jatty-matics. What a hilarious name for SMG. Gonna shoot them with the Jatty. But it is pretty scary with its hilarious name. Man's gonna kill those modest Stracklys, and even that T-80 coming into the forest. Gemster's gonna need some dedicated CQC troops, probably some Superiors, which he has available to try and clear that out. What's that Cooler trying to kill? Oh, it doesn't really matter now. He's completely and utterly dead, thanks to that Ito 90. The Finns have better crow towers than the French. There's no power creep in the DLCs, I swear. It seems like John Lennon is trying to make a 1-2 push here, moving up north from Gulf, but run into some pretty sticky defenses here. The Akari's man's going to make it right on top of the Superiors, getting into the building. The smoke is going to force the T-72BU to actually get into a more aggressive position here, a risky position. Spike MR can do a little bit of damage. Well, actually not really that much damage. The T-72BU does have more frontal armor. But yeah, John's actually making a pretty good comeback into Gulf here now, bringing a whole heap of infantry, and of course, he definitely has the infantry advantage, and if he can deny Gemster from using his vehicles, he's be in a pretty good spot. We've seen a whole heap of reinforcements here, just to try and rout out some angry Finnish recon troops. Even bringing in the BMPT. Like, does go down though. There goes all the missile or rockets, I should say, for the recon troops, and Portamonte Shrinkley will be enough to take the victory and completely clear out Bravo. We are just about 12 minutes into the match, and it's pretty even on points. Only John Lemon with a whopping 9-point advantage here. I've seen that CV being slapped on into Gulf here. Just some commanders. Command infantry, I should say. I'm going to give Gemster that nice +1. Will probably force Gemster's or John Lemon's hand and actually getting a command vehicle. Even just that +1 bleed over 5 minutes can really add up to quite a significant point advantage, especially when things are already so even. But John has already done a pretty good job clearing up the second village here on Gulf. Now he just has to fight through the rest of it, and that's pretty hard to completely capture Gulf now from his current position. You have to pretty much clear through all these forests, which he can reasonably do. But trying to clear this one village in the middle of an open field can be extremely difficult. Especially with the defensive forest just north of it. Also considering USSR with all their nasty vehicles. I don't think it's going to work all that well. We're also seeing Gemster take a much more offensive position in Bravo here. Setting up a 4 defense force in the forest just to slow down enemy reinforcements. It'd be interesting to see if he actually gets any ATGMs, infantry, even just those Factorias. We do a decent job of actually just sniping cheap transports as they try to make a raid down the canal. Shadows are not having a nice time, not one bit. Gemster's just going to be holding Golf with his pretty substantial vehicle force, mainly holding the Forest, 2 T80s and 1 T72BU. Wanted to be a bit careful because those Panzer Jakaris are pretty good at knocking out Panzers. We got some rocket artillery here. BM-27, nothing all out fancy. Not doing all that much damage either. T-80s do go down, leaving it to the lone T-72BU. Rather low in ammunition, you know. He's gonna need to get some resupply sometime soon. Where he is needed. If he can kill these T-72 Rilks, he'd be in a good position. I think he's gonna run out of ammo. We are seeing constant smoke here from John Lemon, which is quite lovely. Using it very effective to block out Gemster's vehicles from actually providing any substantial fire support. T-72 going to be getting rather close to the other T-72. Does get the kill, yo. But only 3 HP, he really needs to get out of here now. That's exactly what he will be doing. I've managed to stabilize John Lemon with that CV on Goth. Gemster has meant to get roughly a 70-point advantage. He's going to get an even larger run soon of that CV being brought to Bravo, and that's an area he can completely control. And then Foxtrot can potentially be contested from both sides, so if everything's captured in the end of the day, Gemster's going to be getting that +1 point advantage, so he's in a pretty good position. He just needs to try and race John Lemon's time. Continue his skirmishes in Golf, and as long as he completely controls Bravo, he's in the clear, which is how a lot of his matches on this map usually goes. You completely control Bravo, you're in a very good position. I'm still going to be bringing in some more reinforcements. The 80's giving some much needed fire support. Now Gemster's getting that very nice +1 point advantage. John Lemon is pretty much devoting everything to try to take himself inside. Heck, maybe a Foxtrot push would be a pretty good idea for him if he can try and take his hill. As we see of our God Vision, there's nothing yet. Well, not exactly nothing. There's one BDRM3, which is, of course, a very scary vehicle. And then just some infantry in that northern forest. This should be a pretty good push if he does decide to make it happen in Foxtrot. He is pretty determined in trying to capture Golf. All his infantry, and that's actually quite a lot of infantry. Be forcing the Spetsnaz grew back. He's going to be able to completely control the forest. Now the problem is to just get into the village, which is out in the middle of the field. T-72 is back up and running. That'll be a rather nasty customer to deal with. And a lot of smoke here from Gemster of the Podnos. Trying to keep that T-72 hidden. And some more quite a few T-80s here now. He doesn't even really need a T-72. Those T-80s should be enough to ward off that one M1 Rilk. There we go, it does get the kill. Yes, it's going to be hard for John Lemon to try to make a push here. He's actually getting a CV and a Foxtrot to neutralise that +1 point advantage, because, yeah, Gemster now has 150 or so point advantage. And there's only 16 minutes left in the match. That's not an ideal to be in for Mr. John Lemon. Another Ergen strike. Be shuffling up some of the infantry in here. Not doing a whole heap of damage. I really want to see Lemon actually make a push on Foxtrot. He's really wasting his time trying to fight completely over Golf. He's having to play defense right now as Gemster is making a rather offensive push here. VDV's moving up. Even getting the Tunguska pretty close. At range, he's going to be providing direct fire support. Actually, no, with his cannon drop, because of course it's a Tunguska. Oh no, it's on now, trying to shoot down Hawk. Second Hawk strike. Hitting the VDVs, getting all of them apart from a lone man. SV and Foxtrot might want to think about jumping out. A little bit of a micro misplay there from Mr. Lemon. We're seeing another T-72BU being brought in. I believe because he just lost our first one. Frankly, he doesn't even really need it. T-80's providing enough fire support. Do you know that Lemon is only really investing in Emron Wilson here? I'm guessing he's a little bit afraid in case any of those heavier tanks come in. But even then, I mean, as we can see from Lemon's deck, he's mainly just using the super heavy Finnish T-72, which doesn't have the greatest of armor schemes. Finns just prided themselves in trying not to get hit. Which is a pretty good way in, you know, getting through life. I've done a pretty good job so far to not get hit by any bullets yet, so if I can keep it up, I think I might be able to make it at least for 60. That's a whole heap of smoke. A very smoky road. Gemster now 193 point advantage. I don't really see John Lemon at his point really taking his back unless he gets a +2, +3 started now. And we're seeing Gemster bringing a CV into Foxtrot to neutralize it. And then, yeah, all the CV areas being captured. That's going to give Gemster that lovely, lovely, lovely +1 point advantage. Lemon is making a good push with the Spados, but the rocket artillery managing to suppress him, allowing Gemster to immediately follow up with a perfectly timed counterattack. Killing the Rilks, just killing everything. They're running into the Panzerdikaris. One danger of using Soviet tanks so close up is when the Finns are in the forest, they don't like giving them up easily. Those 2 bombs on the KT almost killed it. That T-72BU is such a force multiplier as we're seeing. Panzerdikaris can't exactly kill it. Easily at least. Need a few rockets. Quite a bit of smoke. But it's the same as George just getting tunnel vision down A and Golf. I mean, he's making well, John Lemon has been making somewhat decent pushes into Golf. But there's not really much he can do once he gets to the edge of the forest. And then Gemster just counterattacks. He doesn't even really need his forest. It's not too much of a strategic advantage. Just as long as the point is neutralized, that's all he's really going to be able to accomplish. His best bet is just trying to push up in Foxtrot, or heck, even just trying to push back into Bravo. Don't have to fully capture Bravo, just enough to control his forest and keep it neutralized for CV. believe he just sniped a Tunguska here. Indeed he did. Good siege strike. That's always the easiest time and time again with this map. I always feel like this map always evolves into the same thing where either Foxtrot or Golf just becomes a choke point fight, where both sides just devolve heavily into fighting over those areas, and then whoever completely captures Bravo usually wins the game because it's uncontested. Yeah, Gemster's pretty much been doing exactly what he needs to do, which is just buy time over Golf, and he's done that fantastically. I've seen the scratch hits rush on up, getting hit up by the KT, ends out roll covering the road. Lovely hits here. Even bringing in the BMPT and another T-72BU. Really just wanted to kill all the Finns. Finish the job and all of that, you know. Didn't work out in 1939, so let's try to 1989. Yeah, he's just managed to make a good push into Golf, and that's pretty much it for Lemon. Speed on through now, because there's not really much else he can do. Command infantry is going to get spotted. Gemster's just mopping up whatever is left. I have a feeling now he's going to have a pretty high KD point advantage over Lemon. Especially considering these fantastic trades he's making right now. Lemon is going to play to the end. Command infantry getting found and killed, burned to death. Not a nice way to go. Really killed a Charlie CV. He's got the Zalo rushing through. AT coming in, gonna come in clutch. Yeah. At this point, it doesn't even matter. Gemster very, you know, almost actually getting a victory by points. But yeah, the KD 1300 point advantage to Gemster, not too surprising there. And yeah, taking the victory. Very good job. Lovely use of vehicles, having that super heavy tank advantage. Definitely paid off rather well for Gemster. And yeah, that initial like early push down in Golf really focused John Lemon's and also just completely capturing Bravo and keeping that secured was pretty damn good here for Gemster. Meant them to get that nice and steady +1 point advantage, and it can really add up. But I don't think there's really all that much else for me to talk about in regards to this replay. So I'm going to leave it off at that. This has been another Rangaroo Wargame cast. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and as usual, please just take it easy.